quick portrait lens shootout for the Fujifilm X-mount system. First lens in the shootout, Viltrox 75mm f1.2, which equates to 105mm in full frame terms. Second lens is the Fujifilm 56mm f1.2 WR, the new version of this guy. Third is the Fujifilm 56mm f1.2 APD. So which of each of these three lenses is for you? Well, I would say if you're on a budget or if you need a slightly longer focal length, then the Viltrox 75mm f1.2 is your guy. The bokeh isn't quite as nice and the focusing isn't quite as fast as a native lens, but man, the image quality is quite good, and for the $300 or $400 you can find this guy online for, well worth the price. However, if money is no object, I still think this 56mm f1.2 WR is the portrait king for this system. The rendering is just phenomenal. It's at full frame quality, or sometimes even better. It focuses fairly fast, although not as fast as some of the other new Fujifilm lenses. It's good for video and photo, and just overall, I think it's the best all-around lens for portraits for this system. Finally, the 56 f1.2 APD. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the word that APD stands for, but there's a special filter in here that smooths out the bokeh. However, it also makes it so that the aperture is effectively 0.5 stop darker, or like more closed down than the normal 56mm lens. This is a first generation lens, so it's very slow to focus, basically impossible to use for video. Doesn't totally work with eye tracking in the newer X-T5, XH2 generation of cameras. But man, is the bokeh smooth out of this bad boy. So if you're not really worried about fast focusing, maybe even manual focus, and you more care about the smoothness of bokeh, the rendering, and you want to save a little bit of money, maybe this is your guy. I would still say, out of the three of these, you don't get as good bokeh as, like, let's say some of the Zeiss lenses for the system. However, these lenses, like the 56 APD, are kind of looking long in the tooth. This 50 in particular is looking long in the tooth. The rendering isn't perfect with the new sensor, but man, the bokeh is wicked. In talking about bokeh and portraits, 50mm, an equivalent 50mm focal length is plenty long for portraits in my opinion. So I looked at the 35mm f.9 from Voigtlander. And if you're looking for a manual focusing experience and some really cool, almost like swirly bokeh, kind of the levels of the Zeiss maybe, this is really neat with a very shallow depth of field. But it's manual focus, so it would be hard to have hard to use with like a fast-moving subject, that kind of a thing. More of a kind of a fun, when you have time to play with it lens. I will also say that chromatic aberration on this is horrendous when it's wide open. So it's another reason I would say this is maybe not for professional use, but for fun, sort of artsy or walk-around use. This could be a lot of fun. In summary, whole bunch of lenses here, clearing off the camera shelf as I do. If I had to pick only one, again, I would pick the 56mm f1.2 from Fujifilm. I think this is, if not the best, one of the best lenses for this system, and that's how it would go. All of these other guys here on my table, all these other lenses are just window dressing, more specialized for specialized applications. The 50mm also doubles as a macro. The APD has the special filter in it that makes smooth bokeh. The 75mm gives you a little more reach, slightly shallower depth of field, maybe. And then the Voigtlander gives you super shallow depth of field in the manual focusing experience. But I really do think you could do all the things that these other lenses do with just this guy and be perfectly happy. So what do you think? Have you tried any of these lenses? Which one would you have picked as your favorite all-arounder? Let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!